Traders lament falling prices, low patronage of soybeans and maize in Lagos markets. Plateau traders count losses as Plateau state government demolishes Yankeke market in Jos North local government area. AG debunks claims of scrapping junior secondary and senior secondary schools in the country. On the foreign scene, one killed as Cameroon sugarcane strike turns violent. Good evening, this is News Update on Trust TV. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us. We're starting in Lagos State, where grain dealers at the Agege market in the state say they are facing a complex situation. While some grain prices have recently decreased in markets across the state, traders are also lamenting the scarcity of cash and low patronage. Victoria Chokolo reports on the fluctuating prices and the challenges faced by traders. Her report is presented from our studio.
The grain market in Lagos is experiencing mixed results. While some commodities have seen price increases, soya beans and maize have recently experienced marginal price decreases, with sorghum seeing a notable dip. A visit to Agege market in Lagos revealed a decline in the price of some grain products. However, despite these decreases, traders are reporting the scarcity of cash and low customer turnout. They express frustration over the inability of grain prices and the negative impact this has on their sales.
The price of soya beans is 4.5 per kg. Then for Guinea corn, we sell 3.5. For mewa, we sell 3.5. For jero, we sell 3.5. For corn, white corn, 3,000. Yellow corn, 3,000. So I believe that when they add more effort to all these things, maybe from the north or something, the price, because passing is coming very soon, and the thing will still increase. So we need them to bring the price down a little bit, so that people can, at least January, February, the market is very, very, because of there is no money. So everybody is complaining. When you tell them price, they'll be complaining that it's too high, it's too high, it's too high.
Soya beans 110. And they say rubber 4,005. The Rita 800. In the corner, bag they sell at 70,000. Every corner 70,000 they say. So they say pence 2827. The Rita 700. Finish.
One bag for corn. For inside market, they sell on 68. Paint, they sell on 2,800. Drika, they sell on for 700 naira. For Drika. Guinea corn, they sell on, for inside market, they sell on 65. Paint, they sell on 3,000. Drika, they sell on 1,000 or 800. They sell.
There's a down of the market now. The market is going down. Market prices now. So soya beans is now from 95,000 to 100,000 per bag, which it was 110 before. But now it is 100,000, 95k. And sorghum it is 68,000 now, 68, 65. Before it was 70, 75. And for soya beans, the rubber print is 4,200, which was 4,500 before.
While the recent downward trend in the prices of soya beans, maize, and sorghum might suggest decreased demand, traders and customers are calling for further reduction in the prices of all grain products and crucially price stability. This would allow traders to better manage their businesses and customers to access essential food items at affordable prices.
The Jos Metropolitan Development Board, GMDB, has demolished the popular Yankeke market located opposite Jos University Teaching Hospital's Youth in Jos, not local government area of Plateau State. The market, according to reports, accommodated bicycle sellers, provision store owners, clothes sellers, food vendors, and other traders. Eyewitnesses said officials of the GMDB arrived at the market around 11:30 p.m. with a bulldozer and began demolishing the traders' shops, destroying property worth millions of naira in the process. While the management of GMDB is yet to officially respond to reporters' inquiries, the vice chairman of the Market Association said the matter was still in court when the demolition took place. Meanwhile, traders have been lamenting the extent of their losses, stating that they have lost their means of livelihood in the process and appeal to the government to compensate them. The federal government has debunked reports that it has scrapped the junior secondary school and senior secondary school education models in Nigeria. The Minister of Education, Tuji Alausa, at the 2025 extraordinary meeting of the National Council on Education in Abuja on Thursday, brought a proposal to remodel the 12-year education model of 6-year basic education, 3 years junior secondary school education, and 3 years senior secondary school education. According to the federal government, the proposal has been misconstrued by some stakeholders to mean the scrapping of the JSS and the SSS education models, hence the need for clarification. Here's more in this report. In our subsequent bulletin, now to other stories, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, says it has initiated maximum enforcement action against Kenya Airways for many consumer protection infractions. Among the infractions is the airline's refusal to tender an official apology, refund, and compensate a Nigerian traveler, Gloria Omisore, within 48 hours. According to the NCAA, while the airline requested an extension of 1 hour after 48 hours elapsed, it failed to comply with the agency's determination. Disclosing this in a post on X Saturday, the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection at NCAA, Michael Achimogo, also noted that on Thursday, Kenya Airways failed to send in a compliance report about the scheduled flight that was delayed for 7 hours with no compensation for the passengers. Achimogo further disclosed that when the airline was confronted over the phone, its team claimed ignorance of the NCAA regulations. He wondered how a company would operate in a foreign country with no recourse to the relevant regulations, stating that the NCAA is initiating stiff enforcement action against Kenya Airways. The Edo State Commissioner of Police, Betty Enekpe Isokban Otimeyin, says operatives of the State Police Command have rescued the Onoge of Udo Egwari, a traditional ruler in Edo Central who was kidnapped on February 3rd. The command's public relations officer, Moses Yamu, said in a statement on Saturday in Benin that the rescue operation took place on Friday at about 6 p.m. He stated that the rescue was made possible through sustained police efforts supported by the Edo State government, vigilantes, hunters, and other well-meaning residents of the state. Yamu said the Commissioner of Police in the state, CP Betty Otimeyin, had vowed to rescue the kidnapped traditional ruler, adding that her team worked to keep that promise. He assured the public of the command's commitment to the fight against crime remains unshaken. 4 members of the Transport Union have been arrested for alleged illegal collection of revenue in Kogi State. The Public Relations Officer, PRO of the Kogi State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, DSC Abdullahi Aliyu, disclosed this on Friday in the state capital of Lokoja. According to DSC Aliyu, the suspects include Umaru Yakubu, Muhammad Danjuma, Agulu Yahaya, and Ibrahim Yagaji. He said they were arrested at various locations in Lokoja for criminal conspiracy and illegal collection of revenue. DSC Aliyu added that the 4 suspects were apprehended for selling stickers to tricycle commercial operators, which popularly known as Keke, within Lokoja metropolis. He further said that their acts contravenes the law of the state that banned such activities. In the Rent Chamber, a committee on diaspora and non-governmental organizations lamented the mass migration, otherwise known as Japa, by Nigerians to foreign countries in search of greener pastures, saying the development must be checked. The committee, chaired by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Odoaha, made the declaration at its meeting held at the Senate wing of the National Assembly Complex, Abuja. Here's more in this report.
Senator Natasha represents Kogi Central on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, said a reversal of mass migration must be addressed in the interest of the nation.
Some of the best of Nigerians are actually contributing their quota in other countries. But at the heart of every Nigerian, they always think of home. Like I've met a number of them, you know a number of them, you also know. And every successful Nigerian in the diaspora always thinks about how they can contribute their own quota home. But the problem they keep having is the channel to contribute, a trusted channel whereby they can transfer skills, transfer technology, and even collect money. We have seen a number of sectors contribute greatly from diaspora support. There's education, healthcare, ICT. So I think what we're going to do as a committee, like I said, we're going to be very busy because I'm going to work with that fast. Because the world needs us, our people abroad needs us, and we need to have interface with government, international and even local here. And a number of agencies, NGOs and others, we know our economy and society, we have been repeated greatly from England, from big-time NGOs. But there are also some NGOs like Bureau and the Media Gates Foundation and
Earlier in his remarks, the immediate past chairman of the committee, Senator Victor Ume, expressed hope in the ability of Senator Natasha to take the committee to greater heights.
We see Nigerians doing very well. Nigerians are doing excellently well. Senator Natasha knows that we have very great Nigerians all over the world, both in America. What we need is to harness them, bring them closer to home, to show interest in the affairs of this country, both in terms of driving investments and helping out in any manner to ensure that our people get better life.
As Nigeria continues to grapple with the brain drain, the senator's move signals a renewed effort to retain talent to help build the economy.
Circling back to our earlier story on the federal government debunking reports that it has scrapped the junior secondary and senior secondary school education models in Nigeria. Recall that the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, at the 2025 extraordinary meeting of the National Council on Education in Abuja on Thursday, brought a proposal to remodel the 12-year education model of 6-year basic education, 3 years junior secondary education, and 3 years of senior secondary education. According to the federal government, the proposal has been misconstrued by some stakeholders to mean the scrapping of the GSS and SSS education models, which has needed clarification in this report.
Minister of Education Tunji Alausa, while clarifying the position of the government on the matter at a news conference, said the information was not true. He added that a key aspect of this proposal is to eliminate the examination barrier between JSS and SSS, allowing for a seamless transition of students without the hurdles of an external assessment at that stage.
And I want to clearly clear the sensationalization that has gone out since yesterday, that the Federal Ministry of Education, the federal government, has scrapped GSS and SS, primary school GSS and SS education. We have not. That still stays. What we're saying is that we need to move from what we have now as 9 years compulsory education to 12 years of compulsory education as it's obtained in other parts of the world. If you look back into the history of Nigeria, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, people that that went through the primary education then and got up to standard 6, if you compare the level of education, the level of instruction, even as standard 3 then, it's much better than what we get in GSS 3 now.
The minister declared that the ministry will ensure a well-informed decision and undertake extensive stakeholder engagements over the next 8 months, consulting widely with education policy makers, state governments, teachers, parents and other key players. He said the final decision on whether to adopt this reform will be made at the October 2025 National Council on Education meeting.
12 years of compulsory education within the main context of 6 years of primary school, 3 years of junior secondary school, and 3 years of senior secondary school. So we have not scrapped primary school, junior secondary school, or senior secondary school. And we do not intend to scrap this. We're just planning on lengthening.
The ministry urged the public to disregard the false claim that JSS and SSS have been scrapped, saying the federal government remains committed to policies that enhance access to quality education while aligning with global best practices.
Two more stories. The Nigerian Customs Service says a proper understanding of the roles and responsibilities of the Nigerian Customs Service by the citizenry will go a long way in enhancing and achieving their role. Their mandate. Now, the area controller of the Oyo-Osun command of the service, Ben Oramolugo, stated this in Ibadan during an advocacy visit to Lead City University. Here's more in this report.
It is a capacity building forum between the leadership of the Oyo-Osun Command of the Nigeria Customs Service and members of the Ivory Tower. The Customs Area Controller for the Oyo-Osun Command speaks on the roles of the Nigeria Customs Service on the nation's economy and the need to partner the academia in moving the nation forward.
We are happy to be here to share ideas with the management of the university. So that we can be talking like friends. If you have anything to do with custom, we will always be of help. And if you have anything to do with the university, we will always come to you. So that's why we are here. Thank you, Prof.
Potential areas of collaboration with the academia include developing trade facilitation strategies, development of joint research programs, policy and talent development, as well as the establishment of a knowledge-sharing platform.
The university will perform 3 functions: research, teaching, and community service. And we are happy to have him with us because it's one of our products, and we are very proud of him. And I've already mentioned to him that the university is ready. We are prone to collaboration and linkages and partnership, not only with the custom, with the military, and even with the police. And what we have on ground today, we mentioned there are so many opportunities that will not only benefit the custom officers in the university.
Students at the forum who spoke with Trust TV News crew say they now have a clearer picture and perspective on the roles and functions of the customs service and why all must work for the betterment of the nation.
And of course, we've learned a lot, and my narrative personally has changed on what the Nigerian Customs Service does. Of course, there are a lot of misconceptions about the Nigerian Customs Service, of course, and it's so interesting to know that even the Nigerian Customs Services provide or raise revenue for Nigeria as an economy and also help to combat social vices in the country. So, I mean, it's a great opportunity and a privilege to listen to him.
For now, we really not had a very good perspective of customs, but when he came here today, he had opened our eyes to different possibilities and even made us understand that customs are not just good season society organizations, but rather they help to foster the growth of the economy as a whole. They help to boost the economy. They have to protect the economy. He traced the antecedents of customs to the World War I. He traced it before the World War, and I must say that it was a very, very intellectual conversation that we had with him today.
The consensus at this forum is for Nigerians to patronize made in Nigeria products and contribute their quota to national development.
Over in Kano State, in the heart of the metropolis, some neighborhoods that have long struggled with water access are having a sigh of relief as one individual's effort is making a difference, even if it's just a small drop in the ocean. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim met with Tessiu Shehu, who for the past 8 months drives a fabricated vehicle to supply water for free to hard-to-reach neighborhoods in the state. Here's this report.
This is not a regular tricycle, but one that is fitted with a 500-liter water tank as part of an innovative yet humble solution to a long-standing problem. In areas like Kankarofi, specifically Yerbama, residents have lived without running tap water for over 2 years. For them, getting water has become an uphill battle as they buy from truck pushers who charge higher prices for a basic necessity. We haven't had tap water for over 2 years, and truck pushers sell at 100 naira per jerrycan. What this man is doing is a huge help because he gives us water for free twice a day. At 100 naira per 20-litre jerrycan, the cost of water in these neighborhoods is high as compared to other parts of the city where the price can be as low as 40 naira. Tasi Ushehu, a resident of the city, has a story that gives hope. He tells us how a philanthropist who wishes to remain anonymous donated this special tricycle worth 5 million naira just to bring water to people in these underserved areas. This is not a business. I stand here today because someone cared enough to donate this tricycle with the tank fabricated in Kofarua area. The entire vehicle cost 5 million naira at the time I started operating it. With it, we can bring water to places like Yakase, Kankarofi, and even Hotoro, and I make up to 2 to 3 trips in a day. Some places are so difficult to access that even the truck pushers find it hard to reach those places. Tasiu believes with more philanthropic efforts like this, people living with disabilities like him and others can help alleviate the water crisis and also earn a living. Although we are giving water for free right now, I volunteered to do this after work for some hours. If more people, including those living with disabilities like me, or even those that are the water truck pushers right now, if these people were given vehicles like this, it could provide an opportunity to make a living by bringing water from this place here in Kofa Nassau and selling it to others. So we can help solve this problem while also earning a living. Studying the financial viability of using a tricycle fitted with a water tank for business leaves many questions. Although Tasiu's initiative may only be one small step in solving the massive water crisis here in Kano, the impact it has on this community is undeniable as it takes one drop of water to create ripples of change. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
There you have it. Now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC Limited, has clarified that there was no explosion at the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company, WRPC, in Delta State. The Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPC Limited, Olufemi Shoneye, in a statement on Friday said any reports suggesting otherwise were completely false. Shoneye recorded on January 25th, 2025, operations at WRPC Area 1 were intentionally curtailed to carry out necessary intervention works on select equipment, including field instruments that were impacting sustainable and steady operations. He also said that NNPC Limited remained committed to ensuring uninterrupted product supply and appreciated the patience and cooperation of all stakeholders towards completing these essential maintenance activities. Away from Nigeria, over 150 hectares of sugarcane fields have been destroyed in Cameroon due to violent clashes between workers at the Société Sucrière du Cameroun, Susucam, and the police. The unrest, which erupted earlier this week, stems from protests over harsh working conditions, low wages, and demands for better labor practices. Workers have denounced what they describe as slavery-like conditions, pointing to the fiscal toll of cutting sugarcane in difficult conditions for little pay. One anonymous worker shared that while the job is grueling, they endure it because they have no choice. The situation escalated after workers staged a strike, citing delays in salary payments. The protest turned violent, resulting in one death and several injuries, including police officers. According to the mayor of Konteng, where the violence occurred, around 20 people have been arrested, while Susucam's operations have been at a standstill for nearly 10 days, with the city now highly militarized. With that, we've come to the end of news updates at this time. For more of our news, programs, and documentaries, do follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good evening.